Kerry, thank you for your input. I love your insight because you feel things. You feel things on a really, really high level. And I know part of it is to your experience of what you feel is extraordinary. But a lot of the feelings you have, you can't explain what they are. They're just feelings. And you have a really rich experiential life of feeling. You're really sensitive. So you feel lots of stuff. So your experience of life is extraordinary. But you can't explain the feeling. You just have the feelings. And if you see it as a good thing, having these experiences, wild experiences, you can stand in a queue with a whole lot of people and you can, oh, I can feel that. Yeah, what's that? I don't know, but I can feel it. And that experience, how you protect yourself from, because what can happen is you can get too much feeling, and all you have to do is put your bubble around you and just shut it off a little bit because you can control that. You can control how much gets to you. Otherwise, you get overload. Yep. Imagine if you could, Kerry, for you, it's like, imagine if you could hear everything. If you could hear the trees growing, the trees talking to each other, the plants talking to each other, the animals talking to each other, the insects talking to each other. If you could hear everything that's alive communicate with each other, it would just be overwhelming. It would just blow you away. Your mind couldn't deal with all that sound input into your brain. It would just be like, whoa, shut up. But we're lucky enough, we're protected by that because our hearing can't hear so much. It's shut off, so we don't can only hear a small pattern. Otherwise, if we could hear all of it, my God, we just go crazy. And so part of it is Kerry, is you can feel a lot. You feel more than most human beings because you can feel energetically. And part of it, you have to manage that because if you felt any more than that, it'd be just overwhelming. You walk outside and go, oh, okay, I can't deal with that. It's just too much. Every time we walk past everybody sitting in a bus, you'd be able to feel everybody in the bus. Well, that's just too much. And you have to protect yourself from that. And I know we've talked about this. And so you put the bubble around it so you can still feel because you don't want to shut it off, but you want to control how much. Otherwise, it's just too big. There was a woman that I met, a Chinese woman, who could hear things other people couldn't hear. And she used to wear headphones. No joke. I met her. I said, "But why the headphones?" She says, "Because she can hear everything." I said, "What do you mean she can hear the bloody birds? She can hear the insects. She can hear the wings flying." I said, "You're joking. Can she really?" I said, "That's fantastic." And she said, "No, it's not. Because her whole world is so much noise, it just blows her head over. She comes through lots of noise. It's just oversensitive." And so she's worked out how to control this ability to hear more than most people. Kira, you feel more than most people. So you have to have measures in your life to protect yourself because for the overload. Otherwise, it's just overwhelming. And I get that. It's just too much. And so you've worked out how to do it. You've worked out how to protect yourself from all that stimulation. Because, man, you walk
Yeah.
out, it's tough.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's like I put my shields up or so. I don't know what I do, but it's
But you worked out how to
I
do it because you worked out really young. Because if you didn't, it would just be overwhelming.
I
It would just,
remember you saying once that um, if you looked at someone, you can tell what's going on with them, so you just
yeah.
don't look.
No, you
And
just don't.
that's the same with me. It's like unless I'm deliberately wanting to heal someone, I just have the shield up. I just keep it up so I can
Yeah. Well, because
go
otherwise,
out in life.
otherwise you just see all of it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll share this with the people because I think I've said this before to you, and I think you've heard it before. I made a fatal mistake one day when I was younger, and I asked God, my understanding of God. I said, God, can you show me what you see? Well, that was the stupidest thing I'd ever said in my life. I didn't realize what I just asked, but I was young and naive, and I was keen. Can you show me what you can see? And so all of a sudden, I could see everything, and I could see all the people. I could see all the pain, all the suffering, all the sickness, all at once. And I'm looking at people, and I could see all of it at one time, all the discomfort, all the unhappiness, all the mess, the sickness, the disease, the mind, the thoughts at once. And it was just, whoa, it was just overwhelming. But what got me was how many people were unhappy. And I just started crying. I couldn't believe the level of unhappiness, the level of pain and suffering inside people, not on the outside, but inside their discomfort. And I could feel it all. And it was just overwhelming. Like I just cried and I cried and I cried for human beings that messy. And I just said, stop, stop, we got to chill. I can't deal with that. It's just too much. And just went, and it stopped. And I apologized to God and said, God, I'm sorry for asking that. It was a stupid thing to ask. I'll never ask a comment like that again. But I had the glimpse of what it looked like. And I've never forgotten what I saw. And I can see it. So now when I'm in clinic, what Kerry just pointed out before, if I look at somebody, I can see what's going on with them. I mean, if you practice anything long enough, you get good at it. There's no guruism with this. It's just I've been treating people for 30 years. And Chinese medicine makes you look. So you can look, so you can feel the energy. I can feel the energy of people. I practice Tai Chi and Qi Gong, so you feel the energy of people. So you get really good at feeling the energy of people because it's a practice. So now I can feel the energy of the people, but not only can I can feel the sickness as well. I can feel the discomfort. I can feel the energy imbalances. So if I wanted to, if I look at someone, I can just see it. And so how I get around it, I just don't look. It's what Kerry was saying. I don't look the same as she doesn't. Unless they're lying on my table and they've asked me to treat them, then I'll look and I'll see what it is and I can change that. But other than that, I walk around, I don't look at anything. I look at the people, but I don't look. I don't look to see what they're like. Because if I look at them and say, are they healthy? Boom, I can see it straight away. I don't want to know. Because I know what happens if you see the whole lot at once. It's just insane. And I go, no, I don't want to do that. So I know that. So then I have a safety valve that I'm exactly the same care. I don't look unless somebody's sitting on my table, and then I look to see what it is. And other than that, I walk around completely oblivious to the whole world. I just drive around them, not looking at people's house. And there's no great thing about me being able to do that. It's just anybody can do that if you spend 30 years practicing how to see people. If you spend 30 years looking at people's energy to work out what the energy imbalance, if you practice that over and over and over and over again for 30 years, you're going to get good at that. And I just got good at it because I did it a lot. But then I also learned how to switch it off, so I don't. So I go out and I never look at anybody. I say hello to people, talk to people, do everything else. I just don't look at them that way. I just don't look at them medically. Don't look. No, because you don't want to know. And I know, Kerry, you have the same thing. So I'm bringing up the same thing so that people can understand what she said when she mentioned that. And there's no trick to that. It was just practice. I just learned how to do it as a human. And now still don't look. Anyway, I just want to help people. I want to help people be free so they can have an extraordinary life of experience without all the stuff in their head talking about he said, she said, they like me, they don't like me. Get rid of all that stuff and just have the experience. Way better fun. Go and get a puzzle. Go find a puzzle to work with. It's the simple things. It's the one piece of puzzle. It's the one piece of puzzle. Put it in and go, damn, I feel good. It can't be that easy. It is that easy.
My favourite thing, Peter, is sipping herbal tea in my backyard.
Yeah, look at that. Perfect. I love it. That's it. Simple things. It doesn't have to be big. But if you're conscious, if you're coming from a conscious place and you see the big picture of all of it, and then you're just doing the simple thing, that thing becomes huge. You stop and you see the flower and you go, look at the flower. How extraordinary is that flower that this created that perfect symmetry and the colors and the blending of the colors? Who created that? It's extraordinary. And you notice that because that's important. Everything else, the people around walking around don't need to see any of them, just see the flower. Because it's extraordinary. Who manufactured that color coordination of that flower? Bloody bizarre. Whoever worked that out, whoever wrote the coding for that flower, very clever.
It's funny how you can get into that space. I remember sitting on the beach once and I was just letting the sand run through my hands. And I was just absolutely fascinated by it.
Yeah, isn't that extraordinary?
Yeah, I love being in that space.
Oh, that's so cool. So simple. And see, I've done this, and you think of the sand, all those pieces of sand are parts of shells. They're billions of cells, little intricate pieces of shells and debris from coral, all been finely broken down. And so that handful of sand used to be life. It was all alive in the form of some coral thing that was alive, or some shell was alive. And you got it in your hand. How extraordinary is that?
Mm.
I just think that's fantastic. And somebody told the other day, they said that there's more stars in the sky and more, planets and stars in the sky than every grain of sand on every beach and every ocean and every shore in the world. There's more stars
Wow.
than that. And I went, oh, that's fantastic, isn't it? My mind goes, yep, don't understand that. That's way too big a number. It's just a whole lot of noughts and things. I don't even know what that looks like, let alone what a million light years looks like. I have no idea. My brain doesn't even have a perception of what that looks like. Never have the experience, don't know. How can you hold on to that? You've got no idea. The mind goes, yeah, it's 100,000 light. Yeah. My heart goes, yeah, I have no idea what that looks like. No idea. Empty. It's great. Anyway, any more questions? Any more observations? Any thoughts? Oh, we were going to talk about we were just if there wasn't if anybody's going to say anything. So we talked about your energy, how you protect your energy from other people. So you have like a force field around the outside of your body. It's called Wei Qi. It has a name in Chinese medicine. And it's like your immune system. It's like your defensive system of the Starship Enterprise. It's your force field. And it keeps pathogenic things from outside getting into you. Too much cold getting into you, too much heat getting into you, too much wind, we talked about before, getting too much wind, dryness. All of those things can get in your body and cause havoc inside your body, and your body regulates itself so it doesn't do all that. So your Wei Qi stops that. And then, of course, you have bacteria and things like that, which we have billions of bacteria, because we have to have them, because part of our ecological system inside our body is they all in balance with each other. They only get out of balance when your immune system gets down, and then some of them start getting bigger than others. So otherwise, your body just keeps regulating it. And so this extraordinary experience of the balance of all that's happening outside with this field around the outside. So energetically, as long as your defensive system is strong, then nothing will really get to you. If your energy is strong, your body changes from body clock to body clock. If you travel, you go away and come back, you don't get jet lag because the body just is strong enough and just goes click and takes it back into life, and you're back in the thing. But if it's tired and burnt out, then it really struggles to regulate itself because it's tired. But if you've got a lot of energy, it just goes click, fix, and you don't get jet lag. And so it's the same principle of everything else. It's if your body's well, it just adjusts really fast. It adjusts to temperature. If you're cold, it warms itself up really, really well. If you're too hot, it cools itself down really well. And it regulates itself really well because it's got a lot of energy to do that. And so the more energy you have, the more the balance of energy happens inside your body, the more the homeostasis happens and regulation happens inside your body all the time. And it's constantly happening. Whether you're too hot, too cold, too full, too empty, the body just keeps regulating all the time. It does that really well when you've got lots of energy. But when you don't, when you're tired, the body struggles to do that, which is quite logical. If it's tired, it struggles with everything. But if you've got a lot of energy, well, then it just does whatever it wants. It just regulates everything. Yeah. If you're tired, your emotions get caught up in yourself. If you've got plenty of energy, you feel the emotion and they just come and go. But if you're tired, all of a sudden a disturbance happens and the emotions get out of control because now the emotion's the big thing instead of just a reactional experience. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully that's useful. Hopefully that's useful for people. Obviously, I'm saying this for the people that are watching this. I don't know why, but I'm speaking to you all. I don't know why you're listening. And I'm probably speaking to someone who's going to watch this afterwards. And I'll say something, and I don't know because sometimes I say something and I don't even know where it comes from. It comes from Messfield. And then somebody will watch this, and 2 weeks later, somebody's going to message me and say, oh, what you said in the Teahouse chat the other day about that really helped me. And I say, you're welcome. I didn't even know I did it. So I'm not even doing it for you. It could be a year later. I've done one on a weekly class, a weekly Qi Gong course. A person a year later commented on it and said, thank you. I just want to tell you that changed my life. I was just say, I wrote a year later, you're welcome. So I wrote that class. I did that class a year ago. So it's you all can do the same thing. There's no trick to this. It's just that we just don't realize that how much influence we have on other people and what we do, what we give them. Remember, we're giving it away. And we just don't know how it affects people because you don't need to. You don't need to know. You just show up, have the experience, give it away. And so I think it's just sometimes it's just those things that happen. It's just so nice. Anyway, just thought for the day. Anyway, so that's the energy. So you have a field around you. You can protect yourself from it. You can stop the interference from externally. So as long as your Wei Qi is strong and you've got a lot of energy, nothing can touch you. It bounces off. Your immune system will stop it. Physically, mentally, spiritually, anything emotionally, it'll stop. It'll just balance itself out really quickly. There you go. Have plenty of energy is the answer. Oh, and the key to that, of course, is sleep. You have to sleep. Sleep's one of the most important things we do as a human being is to rest. And we as human beings don't rest enough. I just say that. I'll say that again. We as human beings don't sleep enough. We need more rest because during that sleep time, everything's happening. The whole restoration happens, the whole energy building, the whole detoxification happens. So important. Yep. And of course, you get to live in the other world. You get to live in the dream state in the other world, have the other part of your life, which is that one. I'm not sure whether this is the dream or that's the dream. I'm not too sure. I haven't quite worked that out yet. This is the physical realm. That's energetic realm, different. The Buddhists talk about that, don't they? They talk about this one being the dream and your dream being the reality. Sometimes I can understand that. Anyway, any more questions for the day? That's great. I should love this shit. I can waffle on for hours. I don't know why today. I'm really philosophical today. I don't know what that is. It's just one of those days. I feel like talking. I talk too much. No, I don't. I don't talk too much. Hello. How are you?
Hi. Sorry, I finally got my technology sorted out. Hi, everyone. I've been able to listen all along. Thank you so much for the input.
Very good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great. So, thanks for mentioning sleep again. I think I have an issue here.
You won't be alone. Sleep's a big thing. Sleep's one of the most important things we do. It's the thing that gives you vitality. It's such the underrated thing, which is one of the most important things we do as a human is rest. It's the sleep. It's so important for our health. For our whole existence of experience, the sleep is a part of the experience. We feel all these things, we have all emotions, we feel all these things and have this experience, but sleep is part of it as well. Sleep is the experience because inside the sleep state, beside the body regenerating itself, you have your other dream state where you live in this other world of consciousness. It's so important that we have that experience as well. And if you're tired, you don't spend a lot of time in the other experience of your dream state because you don't dream so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So important.
Yeah. So did I miss a class this morning or is it next? Is it tomorrow?
You did? No, you missed one this morning.
Yeah.
It'll be up. The boys are working on it now. It'll be up in a couple of hours and you'll be able to see.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I decided it's better if I sleep rather than setting my alarm at 3 a.m.
That's right. Well, you can do both. You set it at 3 a.m. and you sleep. You get up and do the class. Or you go to bed early and you wake up and set the alarm and wake up.
Yeah, I know. That was the problem. I didn't go to bed early.
Well,
so anyway, I'll go
3 in the morning is going to be tough.
Yeah, I'll go for the next one. I think they're in the afternoon then or at lunchtime or something. Yeah.
Work it out.
Okay.
If I've got something to do, because I like to watch sport. I'm a sport. I love sport. I love watching people excel in physical body activity. People that are really good at physical things, that are extraordinary. And I love watching it. And I'll get up in the middle of the night to watch. I have a few I watch. And I'll go to bed early so I can set the alarm to wake up to watch it. And then I'll sleep in again to catch my sleep up at the other end because I don't want to get tired, just so I can have the experience. And so I said, well, why don't you just watch the recording? And I said, it's not the same.
Yeah,
because
it's not the same. Yeah.
Live, it is actually happening right here at the same second you're watching it. It's happening on the other side of the planet. It's live. And there's something about watching something that's happening live because it's energetic. You're connected to it because it's live. It's happening right now. It's not a recording of it. It's a very different experience. And so I'll get in the morning just so I can have that experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks. But so I'll when's the next one then?
From the next Teahouse chat or the next monastery class won't be for a month. I do them every month, the same day as these Teahouse chats. They're on the same day. The next one will be, it's back to front. The next one will be the Teahouse chat will be in the morning. at 9, and then the monastery class will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we alternate months from the northern hemisphere to do with Europe and to do with
Okay.
UK, and the other ones to do with America. And I do alternate ones so that we have one for one group of people, one for the other one. So it makes it easy. But they're both recorded, but there's only one of them live.
Yeah, I'll come to the live one then. Okay, cool. Anyway, I really enjoyed this chat. I mean, even though I didn't up to now, hi Carrie, contribute a lot. But also the question, because this can I take up energy from someone? Because I'd also experienced that during the practice, that I felt drained after doing energetic work on someone. But so I know it's got to do with me, and it's just a reflection of something that's already inside me, which is then amplified. So I have to look at where it comes from. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome. And then you'll find it. You'll find what it is, and that's the learning. It's they're a gift for you. They're a gift to point.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I just realized.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Break free from
you
the
want
present.
to be free, Iris. I know you want to be free. So if you want to be free, you ask, I want to be free. Well, it's gonna show you what it is that's stopping it. It's gonna come up in your life. It wants you to know, so it'll just keep bringing it up. It's just like that.
Yeah,
it has your best interest at heart. What I'm saying, it as in the consciousness has our best interest. It just wants us to learn. It wants us to understand. It wants us to have the experience. It looks like it's extraordinary. So it's great.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too. And Carrie, great to see you. And I don't know all the others, but great to see you too.
Very cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Nia, thanks for your input and your questions.
Yeah. Well, we like to have a topic. We're going to do another topic sometime. I'm sure we'll do another topic.
Cool.
We haven't finished yet with our topics.
Anyway,
people ask me these questions, and I think it's important that we talk about it because they're quite common things that come up when I'm running my courses here in Bali, and I run live courses. Quite often the comments, especially because we're talking about energy, we're talking about the energy field of our body. These questions quite often come up. So it's a nice conversation to have on a bigger platform so people can hear it. And I think it's useful. It will help people to be free from the story of their belief. And I'm not saying mine's correct. I'm just saying it's only my experience. Yeah. So I don't usually quote anything. I haven't had the experience. Otherwise, I'm just quoting somebody else's experience. But I usually talk about what I've felt. And then it's real to me. Otherwise, I'm reading somebody's book and I'm telling you what their book says. Well, that's no use to anybody. So, well, it's no use to them because they had that experience. But I'd like to quote what happened to me. So then it's real for me. And I only teach from my own experience. I don't teach from other people's experience. I think it's important. Yeah. Then I know what I'm talking about because it's real. It's real to me anyway, or my perception anyway. Yeah. Any more questions? Have we any more questions? Are we all finished for the day? Have we have anything else we want to talk about? Are we all done? That's great. Thank you for spending some time. I always say this, and I say this with a lot of sincerity. Thank you for spending an hour of your life together today with each other. Thank you for coming and spending an hour of your life together with us. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that I sit here and waffle on about things, and you got to come and sit here and listen and ask me questions. And I appreciate that we can somehow have this connection from all around the world and share things. And I really honor that. So thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate that. And hopefully you've got some things that are useful to you. Yeah.
Peter, I've just got one last question, which I'll say will be quick, but you know it never will. Do you still think there's the same level of unhappiness in the world that you felt?
I don't think it's unhappiness now. It's changed. I think there's a level of discomfort that's never been the same in the world for a long, long time. I think the discomfort is the fear that something's going to happen. And it's been promulgated by the media, it's been promulgated by social media, it's been promulgated by the news. And because we've had a glimpse of that happening in the world before in 2020, that fear is being promulgated and kept perpetuating by certain media. And so I think now there's this feeling of insecurity in the world of what's going to happen. And so it's not so much unhappiness as it is insecurity.
Okay.
People are not sure anymore, and it's scaring people. And so when I meet people, and I've been around the world and I talk to people, I can feel this low level of I wouldn't say anxiety, it's just not sure, this uncertainty of not sure what's going to happen. And you hear the media and things that are happening in England, and there's riots and they're doing all this stuff. It just keeps triggering it. And the news media are not helping this, they're making it worse. And so that, I think that low level is getting stronger, unfortunately. But what we can do, of course, is be the model of being happy. We can be the model of we're free, we can do whatever we want, because somebody has to be happy. Somebody has to be having a life where you're free, you're happy, and you're doing what you love. Somebody's got to stand up and be the example of that. We need to have that. We can be that. We can go into our lives and say to somebody, how are you going today? Because you can, and actually care for them. We can give it away because we need to, because there's a lot of people out there really, really hurting at the moment anyway. I saw that Iris had your hand up. You had a question, a final question?
Yeah, I was going to ask if so many people are feeling insecure and afraid of what is going to happen. I mean, that will increase the chances of something happening in the near future, isn't it?
Yes.
So, I mean, like 2 years ago, I was mortally afraid of nuclear war happening. And this is also part of why I didn't really feel like going back to Europe after Bali. I mean, I did last year and I did now, but yeah, I'm a lot quieter now, and I think it's not going to happen because nobody wants it. It's just a media thing,
you know. Media, yeah, exactly.
To manipulate us, just to push through their programs.
Yep, I agree. And so then you refuse to believe it's going to happen. You say,
exactly.
Nothing's going to happen. I'll be fine.
Enough now. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Change your thoughts. Or you just say, nothing's going to happen to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not responsible for other people's choices, but you're responsible for yours, what happens to you. Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm fine. I'll be looked after. No matter what happens, everything will be fine for me. And
exactly.
Because that's what you can create that one, because it's your personal one. Yeah, but you can't create it for other people because they have a choice involved, and you can't take their choice off them, but you can manipulate your choice for what's going to happen to you.
Exactly.
So you create what's going to happen to you. So that's what you do. Other people, well, we're not responsible for their choices, unfortunately. We're only responsible for ours. So just nothing's going to happen to me. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it'll be.
Exactly. And I don't want to increase this or to amplify this energy of bad things going to happen. You know, I don't want. I want good things to happen for the world and for me and
exactly.
The universe.
Sounds perfect to me.
So
that's right. I agree. But the question she asked me was, what do I think people are happy or not? And I said, well, no, I don't think they're happy. They're the other one. But am I happy? Yeah, I'm fantastic. Do I feel that people are unhappy and they feel insecure? Yeah, they are. I've been back to New Zealand for 3 weeks. They were not happy. But am I happy? Yeah, I was walking to the dairy. How are you going? I refuse to play the game. I'm fine. I don't want to do that. I just keep going back to, well, I'm just going to show up the way I want to be. I'm going to show up and be who I am. I'm not going to be affected by what other people do. They can do whatever they like. I refuse to do that. Yeah, and be free from that. Very cool. Thank you for that. Susan, good to see you, Susan, my friend. Haven't seen you for a little while.
No, can I put, where's my microphone?
You know, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Oh, great. Yeah, nice to see you again. Just one comment.
Yeah, shoot.
Why did God show you all the bad in the world and all the fear and horrible things? Why didn't you see the good things as well? Why didn't you see the happiness, the care, the joy?
Absolutely. It's a really good question. I don't know. Well, I think because the nature of when I asked, because I think fundamentally deep inside my mind, I had this belief that things weren't good. So when I asked, can you show me what you see? I was asking, can you show me all the misery in the world? Can you show me how bad it really is? And so, yeah, well, if you want to see how bad it is, I'll show you. Because I think fundamentally that's what I was really asking without realizing it, because of where I was in my mind. If I'd say, can you show me all the good things in life? I think I'd get a very different view. But I think because of where my consciousness was at the time when I asked, it showed me exactly where my consciousness was at the reason part of why I asked the question. It's a really good question, and I have questioned myself about that. I think it just was where I was. And so I believed everything was like that. Everything was bad. So I saw everything was bad. But because the world is not like, there are some extraordinary people in this world doing extraordinary things to help human beings and help the planet. There are some phenomenal people, some incredible souls walking in this planet, doing everything they can to bring joy and happiness. I'm just doing my little piece of that to try and bring that as well. But there are some extraordinary people doing the same thing. I totally agree. But it's a great question, so thanks for asking.
I just try to do it in my own home as well.
Yeah, that's the best place to start, isn't it? I spend my time with my son and Josephine. Let's start at home. Let's just bring positivity to what we do. Let's do things that make us happy at our home. When we walk out into the world, and we can and you do see the good things. You see the things that people do that are good. Because if you want to look at all the things that people do that are not so good, it's not hard to look. But what do you want to look at? Do you want to look at the cup half full, or do you want to look at the cup half empty? Do I know that the negative thing? Yeah, of course it does. But I also know the good things happen as well. I also noticed the person stopping on the side of the road to let the little old lady walk past the road and let her in. I noticed somebody stopped to let the old guy on the bike, and all the bikes stopped so the guy on the bike could go past. The old guy on the bike, they all stopped to let him go. You got to see it all. But you can focus on one of them if you want to and only see that. But if you see all of it as one picture, you see it all happening at the same time. So it's great. And starting at home sounds like a great idea, Susan. It's a great place to start. Starts with you. Even close to the home. You are the home. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. It's great. It's nice to see you again.
You too.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we'll finish there, everybody. And thank you for spending some time, as I say, spending some time together, hanging out, having a bit of a chat. And hopefully some of the things have helped some people. And hopefully some of the things I've said will help people in the future. And other people might watch this one day and something will come out of this that they'll find useful. It can help them have a better life. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have good lives, because people have extraordinary lives. But sometimes people that are not happy, maybe this can help people have a better life somehow. I don't know. My bit to try and help anyway. All the best, everybody, And bye-bye.